All right, Christian, go.
Oh
Uh,
my goodness.
so
It
Christian,
is.
yeah,
Did I what?
You said you had a good cold open for us.
yeah,
Well,
about how you cheated.
I cheated. Just don't tell anybody. Oh wait, you're the only two that care. Um,
I'm texting
no.
Ashley as we speak
Oh dear.
and not giving
Um,
any context, just saying Christian cheated.
oh boy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to A View to a Podcast. You cheated.
Yeah, so I'm bad at math.
How
Okay.
bad are you?
What?
No, I'm bad at math, and I really underestimated my start time for this, I suppose. And I decided, okay, I'll start at this time, and it'll be just right. And then I realized when I still had 40 minutes left of the runtime, oh, it's almost 7 o'clock, which is, almost 8 o'clock your guys' time. So I cheated and I sped up the playback speed to 1.25 so I could finish the film. But by
Huh.
then I had already gotten a good, gathering of what some of the eccentricities were, but
You you knew your standing.
I didn't feel that it interrupted the pacing very much. All that's to say that
Probably half
not
the
even
pacing.
playing
I don't
not
know how
even
much was sped up in this movie. That sounds interminable.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. We hated this movie so much. Should we just jump right in? And I want to say,
yes.
I don't think that's cheating. If anything, I'm jealous because I wanted to do that too. Spoiler alert, I don't think any of us like this movie. What is blowing my mind though is I finished watching the movie, Kat and I did. Both looked at each other, and once we had wiped the vomit off of our mouths, looked up the trivia facts about this movie and
I
found out
didn't.
that Kat knew that this is Christopher Nolan's favorite Bond
Oh, yeah.
movie. And this is Steven Soderbergh's favorite Bond movie. Yeah. Yeah, and they both were, like, apparently very
Soderbergh.
effusive. That's exactly what I said with no variation. They're both very effusive in their praise of it. In fact, Christopher Nolan cited this movie as part of his inspiration for what he was going for in Inception.
According to IMDb, we did not do any real
The
research.
look of
If he
disgust on Christian's
actually
face.
if he actually said that, that must have been when he was like,
On drugs?
well, I don't even know.
Drunk?
That makes no sense to me. That like this is the epitome of bad cinema. Like
Mhm.
this
It's
is the and it's not even good bad. It's like they're two movies like smooshed together. One of
okay.
them is mediocre and the other one is terrible.
There's the tagline for the podcast. Thank you, Christian.
It really it's so baffling to me. There was a period in the film when I was watching where I said, "Oh good, the love story's back." And I was like, "Oh, now we're back into Bond movie." Because you
Okay.
have this like wonderful little terribly incited love story with Draco. It's so bad. He's so
And then Blowfield
misogynist,
is
like the
there.
way he treats his daughter.
I have
But
a
it kind
direct
of
quote. This is a
okay,
verified quote from Christopher Nolan.
okay.
Okay, I'll do both. Steven Soderbergh wrote, "For me, there's no question that cinematically, On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the best Bond film and the only one worth watching repeatedly for reasons other than pure entertainment. Shot to shot, this movie is beautiful in a way none of the other Bond films are." That's a direct quote. Christopher
It,
Nolan has also stated On Her Majesty's Secret Service was his favorite Bond film. And in describing its influence on his own film Inception, Nolan said, "What I liked about it that we've tried to emulate in this film is there's a tremendous balance in that movie of action and scale and romanticism and tragedy and emotion."
Cite the source. Cite the
it's
source.
it's
Okay.
not.
According the Soderbergh one, Soderbergh, I mean,
Soderbergh.
whatever. A rambling discourse from the original, and let's see here, where's the original of this? It was a podcast that they've taken down. So Soderbergh is questionable. I'll give you that one. Dan Jolin wrote a book in July 2010 called Crime of the Century. Or no, he wrote an
About this
article.
movie,
He
because
wrote
it
an
is.
article, excuse me, not a book. He wrote an article for the magazine Empire,
Okay.
and he quoted Christopher Nolan as that on page 91.
Thank you for citing your source.
My
You're welcome.
goodness.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
What
the correct
a
answer.
pile of garbage.
we
Should we
really need to
just
get into it because this is terrible. Alright, so let's just really quickly do the stats on this then.
Mhm.
It is on Her
Awful.
Majesty. Yeah,
We're not there
spoilies,
yet. We're not
no
there yet.
Sorry.
spoilies.
Sorry.
Okay, so this was released 1969, it's on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Nice.
Uh, but yes, remarkable for the first new Bond,
'Kay.
George Lazenby.
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 Laze Soderbergh?
Lazenby?
Okay, um, quick
It
synopsis.
is Lazenby.
It is
It is
Lazenby,
Lazenby, yes.
fine.
It
Fine,
is.
fine, 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 fine. Quick synopsis. According to IMDb, British agent James Bond goes undercover to pursue the villainous Ernst Stavro Blofeld, who is planning to hold the world to ransom.
Even just hearing that makes me angry. I'm sorry. Please
As part
continue.
of that, just letting you know there's an entire subplot where a Spanish kingpin basically tries to get Bond to marry his daughter because she's out of control.
Tame her with the penis.
Wait, is he Spanish or is he Italian?
That's a
It's
Spanish accent.
he's in
No,
Spain. He's
but
considered Spanish,
he's Italian.
you think
Gabriele
it's too much?
Frazetti is Italian. He's an Italian actor.
But the actor or the character? The character, I believe, is
Drago.
Uh,
supposed to be Spanish.
Well, they keep on saying Contessa. I don't know. Maybe it's the same in Italian
It
as it
is
is
the
in
same in
Spanish.
Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they go to a bullfight.
Yeah.
that's what was confusing to me. Okay, fine. He's Gabriele Frazetti playing a Spaniard. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Alright, so
I
what do we
mean,
got,
we don't
Kat?
need to talk about You Only Live Twice again.
Let's
We're just
let's
saying.
just let's just
Okay,
get through
let's
this
just
so
go.
we can take a dump on this
It's
movie.
directed by Peter R. Hunt, who this is his directorial debut. He was the editor for all the other Bond movies, so that explained a lot to me.
No,
Uh
it doesn't explain anything to me because it
And then it's written Richard Maibaum, gets the main credit. They also apparently brought in British novelist Simon Raven and Parental Guide. Sex and nudity mild. Yeah, the credits, but, like, the actual sex
no,
scenes are not.
you see a full frontal of the centerfold of a
Oh, I
Playboy.
forgot about the Playboy.
For like a
You
brief
actually
few
do see it.
frames, yeah.
You see
Okay.
nips. Mm,
Uh,
I didn't roll
Violence
it
and
back to
gore.
check.
No,
you
it
didn't
was
have to.
it was up
Cat
there.
wanted to see it more than I did.
Oh my gosh. I We'll talk about it when we get to Bond. Violence and gore, moderate. Profanity, mild. Drugs and smoking, mild. Frightening and intense scenes, mild. I don't know. That could be right. I think I just, disassociated, and I'm already trying to forget this movie.
Let's just jump
Can
straight in, guys.
can I
Let's just
can
get
I
the
can I
point over.
a few bit of little tidbits
Yes,
about
please do.
George Lazenby.
I
So
do love
George
George
Lazenby,
Lazenby.
now you're just doing it to poke at me. This one's gonna be like our angriest
Hey,
one, maybe.
good news, Thunderball's no longer the worst.
Yay!
Well, no. So George Lazenby was apparently a model, male model of sorts, which is
A
very
male
odd and
model.
strange. A male model.
Oh, what a
Oh, high
butter.
finance. I just don't know.
But wait, why would Mugata use a male model?
But why male
This-
models?
So he like apparently his only like real like filmed role was a chocolate commercial, like Fry's Turkish delight, like Fry's
Mhm.
chocolate. I guess is like an Australia New Zealand
He was known in England
brand.
too for being the fried chocolate guy.
Yeah, so it's
Hmm.
that was his like only like I don't know how that conversation went down
Can
with
we get I
Albert
would
Broccoli.
request let's
Yeah.
save that for when we get
Okay.
into the Bond specifically, because I have lots of things to throw
Okay.
on top of that. Let's just get into this.
Okay.
Christian vibe check.
4.
4.
There were some parts of it that it was promising, and then it just kind of like dips below the surface. Doesn't do a whole lot.
Mm-mm.
It's frustrating because are bits in it that got me going, and, like, at the beginning, I was with it. I was thinking, "Okay, yeah, here's a new Bond." And then on the beach, like, that's how far it gets in. And on the beach, he's like, "That never happened to the other fella."
Oh my goodness, I
Oh.
hated that so much.
The
I
4th
hated that
wall break.
so much. He literally looked right at the camera after he said it, like, he wasn't looking at camera, and then he
Yeah,
looked into the lens after he said it, and I wanted to punch him.
yeah, so
But
f
it's
but
cheeky. No, I'm
there were
sorry,
other
I can't
elements
play
of it,
devil's
though.
advocate.
There were some things that kind of, like, were like, "Oh, okay, maybe that could have worked," but no, it was I gave it a 4 out of pity.
Yeah, you were generous. I gave it a 3. It just felt tonally wild. It because up until now, Bond has been so cool. He's been suave, he's been a little cheeky, but great. And then this just took weird tonal swings. It felt like it was trying to be the Batman TV show or
That's a
take
great
cues
comparison
from
point.
kung fu exploitation films. It just felt like it wanted to capture a zeitgeist. It was thirsty. It was the thirstiest film we've had yet.
You I'm just picturing Lazenby looking at the camera and going, "Do you like my Bond now?"
Just yeah, it didn't know what it was going to be, and I feel like it completely betrayed the feel a Bond movie should have. And I even like camp, but this was not doing it right.
No, no. This
No.
is not an exaggeration. I gave it a negative 13.
Yikes, alright.
And I my final score reflects a negative 13 as well.
Wow.
I hated this. I hated the nods to camera. I hated the tonal inconsistencies. I hated that George Lazenby somehow conned that entire team into hiring him. I hated the writing. I hated the way it made me feel while I was watching it. I hated the way this movie was edited and shot. I hated it so much. If I could wipe this movie from existence, I absolutely would, which is so frustrating because some of the most important Bond lore happens in this movie.
Exactly.
It's
Mhm.
so frustrating. He gets married. Blofeld then kills his wife as they're leaving the wedding. It, if this had been Connery and everything else is the same, it would have been a little bit better and it would not have been a negative 13. It would have been like a 3 or a 4. But
Yeah.
like the combination of bad writing, bad shooting, terrible everything. George Lazenby, Diana Rigg was pretty good. But like literally
He
Yes.
can
everything
do
else in
no
the
wrong.
movie was so bad that I was furious the whole time and I hated it. On a negative 13. I think you're both being too generous. I hated this movie. Oh my
I
gosh.
think
All right.
Lazenby definitely drags it down, but there were some other things about it that were okay. Like I
Yeah.
say,
I
okay, not great,
yeah.
okay.
I will say that, while this definitely has the lowest score of any of the movies, by a long shot, there are parts that I did give a fair good score to.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, terrible
Well,
movie.
was one of those action? Tell us about your action take.
No, it was not. No, it was not. George Lazenby was hired for 2 reasons. The man could look like a stupid idiot in a cute way, and he knew how to throw a punch. There were different ways that they shot those was like, "Look, he knows how to move his body and throw an accurate punch. I believe he knows how to punch," as evidenced by the fact that he got the role in part by doing a screen test with a stuntman who he punched and broke his nose. Lazenby knew
What?
how to fight. It's true. Uh, but it was so poorly shot and edited that who even cares? All the fast motion, all the terrible cuts, all the stiff movement from everybody else, it was bad. 2.5,
Wow.
2.5.
Taylor,
Wow.
after all these years that I've known you, you are absolutely telling the truth. You really don't like this film.
I hated it so much.
I like the subtext there, by the way, that after all these years, he's finally telling the truth.
Finally. I think more what he's saying is he recognizes this from points in our past.
Well, yeah, yeah.
That you are being vociferous in your
Oh, I hated
hatred.
this movie, yes. Alright, whatever, someone else talk.
What did you think of the action?
It
Chaos
was
Goblin?
there were elements of it that I think were okay. Like I said, there's a lot. This movie is a collection of averages, and
Mm.
pits. Like I say, it's an average. Some of the elements I really did like and I thought were really well shot. But that kind of fits more into the visual language element. As far as the action elements, like Lazenby looked like he was throwing uppercuts out of Mortal Kombat. Like, holy crap. It was so
Toasty.
awkward looking. It was so awkward. And the shifts, I think, reflect that as well. But I'm struggling. I have to go back to my notes, but I'm struggling to recall anything that I would have ranked higher than a 5. I was generous and I gave it 5. It's not good. It's not anti-action. It's just mediocre.
Mm.
I'm curious in saying that he looked like he was just like the uppercuts and the way it was. Is that George Lazenby, or do you think that's a reflection on the way it was shot? Like, was it intentionally shot that way, or was it a lack of capacity in the actor?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I agree, even while you're talking and while watching this, uh, I know that Taylor and I are fans of the YouTube channel Every Frame a Painting.
Hmm.
I've
Have
seen
you
a few
watched
of
it?
those.
Yeah, the Jackie Chan one is a great
Oh yeah,
thing that talks about how to shoot action. And it says Jackie is so great because he does wide shots so that you see every moment.
wide
And
shots of the
then
stable camera. Yeah.
yeah.
I think the cinematographer of Taken was influenced by this film. There
Yes,
were
because it's
Oh,
so
just
many
cut, cut,
weird
cut, cut,
jump
cut, cut,
cuts.
cut,
It
cut,
was
cut, cut.
weird.
Yeah.
it was a lot.
So I hated the jump cuts and even the shift in perspective. It really took the fang out of any fights. But also, I'm fascinated that you came away with, oh, Lazenby can fight because even that first one on the beach just felt like it lacked the brutal physicality of
Well, see,
Connery. It just
I
Some
felt
would
of the
say,
punches were heavy.
they
I
were,
would
but
yeah.
what
it
were you saying,
felt
Taylor?
choreographed within an inch of his life. It
Sure. Well, I want to draw a distinction between him looking like he had the form of a punch naturally that he could pull from, and him executing it well on camera.
I don't
He
even think
looked
he executed it well. I felt like he
Oh,
was
I
about
gave
the
it a two
West
and a
Side
half.
Story,
I
like,
gave it a lower number than the both of you. I hated it. Just so we're clear, I believe Lazenby in a fist fight in real life would probably be a dangerous fist fight. That was not reflected in the movie, but
no.
I think he knew how to throw a punch. At least like some of the shots when he did like the haymakers, for example, the way that he delivered it, it looked like that was a punch he had delivered in real life. The way he did it on film, I don't think it would have worked because it was done for dramatic effect and it was too big. But like the stance, the body posture, all that, I believe that man knew how to throw a punch.
I will say this, so I don't think I said my number, it's a 4. And Taylor, even you were saying when it came to those close-up fight scenes, it did highlight how quick he was. It
Yeah.
was just walking, walking, and then suddenly buh, 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 buh. So that
Yeah,
was interesting.
he did jump into the fights very quickly in a way that did not require fast motion. He had pretty fast twitch response, I guess.
Also, are we including the ski scene in action? Because that made me want to rip a pillow into shreds. He skied on one ski.
He broke his arm doing that, and he screwed up production for quite a while because he refused to have a stunt double do it.
Wow.
Yeah, no. Well, okay, so real quick though, with the action, I will say that I did like the way the final fight went in that when Kojak hit the tree, I was like, "Oh, that actually looked kind of painful."
Yeah, and it was a
So,
kinda gruesome looking defeat.
yeah, in the context of Bond, we'll get to this with the villain. That whole thing really bothered me as well. Whatever. At least we'll say this: Thunderball didn't get this one. At the end of the movie, when Blofeld shows up, he's got a patch on his neck, as opposed to Sean Connery, who was shot in the leg, and the next day not only didn't have a bandage, didn't even have a cut.
Never let it go. Let that anger fester inside
Let
of
it
you.
flow, Lord Vader.
Who
All
loves
right.
you, baby?
All right. So, Christian, what was your number again? You're 5?
5.
5, Cat, you were 4.
And you
All
were
right.
2.5.
2.5, and I think I might have been too generous, to be perfectly honest. Let's move on. Let's move on to the one-liners. I will take this one just because I actually really liked them quite a bit. I loved them. Some of them were so like, when she writes the perfect 8, which don't get me started on the stupidness of that lipstick, but she writes the 8 on his leg to tell him what room to go to, and he has the perfect delivery, just a slight stiffness coming on. That was so
Ugh.
good. It was disgusting, but it was so
Ugh.
perfectly delivered. That was a Roger Moore level delivery of a pun right there. That Roger Moore could not have done that better.
Yep.
He had a lot of guts. Another
Yep.
fantastic one-liner. I thought the one-liners, the actual one-liners themselves, if you can separate them from delivery, were really good. And I would say the delivery was mostly good. All the ones that were dropped by Lazenby being a cardboard box of a human being. But when he nailed them, he nailed them. So I gave that a 7.
I mean, I gave it a 6 because I feel like this is the one that so far put a gold star on it, like, this just volume-wise, it was a one-liner avalanche. It was almost too dense in volume. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Yeah, it was almost too dense. Many of them, the 2 you mentioned, made me how many ways can I say made me want to die inside? I think I literally retched at the slight stiffness,
I think you
where
did.
it's just one of the most disgusting things, and even the guts one just poor taste, poor
Mm.
taste.
The Blofeld's or when he gets him on the tree, he's branched out or branched off. Like genealogy. I mean, they
Mhm.
tried. I'm not saying it's good, but they tried.
Sure. I mean, I feel like the problem with the one-liners in this movie in delivery is exactly the same problem with him looking at the camera. It was too fourth wall break. He's like, "Oh, time for a pithy one-liner because the camera's on me."
But
Dude,
it was every time the camera was on him, which made the
I
one-liners not as
Tell me
effective.
about the accommodations, Contessa. We should have called ahead and booked.
Mm.
Mm.
You know what
I
I
don't
find
like
very
it. I don't
interesting?
like it, but I just
Yeah.
love watching your expressions. It's
We
great.
got some real expressions coming
I just
as
wanna
well.
point out, we started going through our ratings 10 minutes ago, and we are 3 deep. This is the
I know.
fastest
This is
we've
how
ever
quickly
gone.
we gotta wanna get this one behind us so we can get to Roger Moore.
You know what?
Well, we got one more
That's great.
Connery coming.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. Ugh,
we're
okay.
so
Yep, you're
close,
right.
though. We're so close to Roger Moore. Okay, I wanna talk about the villain.
Right.
Permission? Any last one-liners? Christian, do you
Please.
Nope.
wanna tell us your favorite one? Actually, we didn't even get you. What was your one-liner?
Oh, real quick, a quick jump in. We listened to was it Thunderball or Goldfinger? It was
Both,
Thunderball,
but
where
Thunderball.
we completely skipped over one of Cat's ratings completely.
Oh, did we? Oh,
We
I'm
did.
sorry.
It was an 8. I don't remember what it was, but I asked her in the car and she looked it up. Anyway, so sorry to our half of a one listener that maybe or may not. If we listened to it, we're the listeners, let's be honest. But
Sorry, Sean.
sorry, Sean, if you're still listening, even.
Probably not.
So Christian, what was your number for one-liners?
Uh,
How did you feel they went?
5. 5 for effort. This is like the middest Bond film that I can remember. Like it hasn't made me like as angry as it's making you, but it's
Really?
just super mid, as
Well,
the
you're
kids these
wrong. It
days
should
say.
make you irate.
I'm really looking forward to watching the one that I know Christian hates because he said he hates it, so that I can watch this version of Christian just completely eviscerate Pierce Brosnan and everything about that movie. It's coming. We
It's
got
not
kind of
it's
got
not
this.
him, it's everything around it. But anyway, we can
Yeah, we
move
Well,
kind of
on.
got a version of this from Cat with from Russia with Love too. So I think we all will have our moment in the sun. All right, Cat, go for the villain.
okay. I'm going to talk about this because I don't know if this is my Hi. Okay, this is tied for my highest score of the entire thing, but I gave Blofeld an 8, and it is
Wow.
solely just it's due to the actor, not necessarily the menace they've set up in the story, because I don't know if I could tell you his evil plot right now. It was brainwashing, making
Brainwashing
assass
beautiful ladies.
yeah, it was
to
making
kill
Charlie's
crops.
Angels. Yeah, it was making
Yes.
Blofeld's Angels.
So
Um,
stupid. They never went anywhere with it. What was the point of the thing? Ah!
This the thing is like it was an okay-ish plan, but it was explained and executed ineptly.
And then they complete nothing happened. He, in theory, got away with it,
I
but
mean
not.
Now the UN gave him
okay,
amnesty,
well, and you see Bond taking pictures of where all of the angels are on the map before
right?
it's shot up. And so you just assume that they find and unbrainwash them. Um, I honestly thought an angel was gonna kill, um, Tracy
Mm,
to
That would
try
have
and
been way
much
too much
better.
logic and emotional satisfaction.
But that being said, that actor has such innate charisma.
Sure.
Oh yeah, Telly Savalas
Um,
is great.
yeah, I mean, who couldn't love Kojak? I loved the little characterizations, I'm going to be thinking about the way he held that cigarette for days, weeks.
Can I just
Like the little
point out
cup,
one thing?
it was
Please.
great.
Sorry, I just want to point out one thing. Both, not both, all three, Bond, Draco, and Savalas, all have moles on their cheeks. This is
Huh.
the moliest Bond movie there ever was.
Yeah, that did bother me when I first saw Bond with the mole, because like, it wasn't a well-defined mole, and it looked like the edges were not good.
The cancerous,
Ugh.
precancerous.
Yeah, I have so many thoughts about Lazenby as well. We'll get to that, but yes, he did have a mole. I did not realize though. That is a good call out.
I
I
have
was
to do
too busy
something to
looking
like
at his
interject some form of levity that's not.
I think that people, whoever's listening to this, if you don't get joy from my absolute vitriol, then you're dead inside. Uh,
I didn't notice
so,
a mole. I was too busy looking at the butt chin.
uh,
But no, I did like Savalas to a point. I think that his accent went in and out, which was distracting
Mm.
because he was trying to affect sort of Donald Pleasance's Germanic-ish,
we don't speak that
Central
name in this family.
European-ish. Jeez.
You have so much hate in your heart, Taylor. Just let
I
it
love the Bond
go.
movies. This is characteristic. I'm a Lakers fan as well. Nobody hates the Lakers more than Lakers fans. I love James Bond movies,
Except
and
everyone
therefore,
else, because everyone hates the
no,
Lakers.
no, I promise you, Lakers fans are the quickest to tear that team down. I love the Bond movies, but come on, you're so much better than this. Anyway, I will
So
shut
the
up again.
accent kept coming in and out,
No,
Christian.
it went in and out. His plan, like I said, was an interesting plan. It was kind of sloppily executed, but the whole concept of being able to, through both pharmaceuticals and hypnotherapy, runs because I believe like the 60s was kind of the era of, you know, pharmaceuticals, you could say, and
Sure.
And
the emergence
subliminal.
the emergence of very popular psychiatry, psychology. I could be wrong. The therapist in the room can correct me.
No, I think you're
But
kind of right, honestly,
like the
because like
Timothy
at one
Leary
point,
era, this
yeah,
the
Mhm.
changing of the mind, brainwashing, and that was something that was also very prevalent in the world. It was, are the Reds brainwashing our people through products or thoughts, books, etc. And so here you have a world-class wannabe villain who's doing the same thing to enact his plan. And it could have worked if it was just better executed. I think it was relying too much on the visuals, the psychedelic imagery, the weird trance like states weren't filmed well. They were just
No.
awkward. And I think that it could, like I said, it could have been missed opportunities. There you go. That's what
yeah.
I'm going to call this, a villain of missed opportunities.
That being said, I totally agree with you, the trance state was filmed poorly, but I did love the voiceover. That was very soothing. I would
The
listen
man's got a
to
good voice.
He
he's got a
You
good
know, I
voice.
was little aside here. I was thinking recently about the quality and the type and the timbre of voice actors, and I realized why there's been such a marked shift since the 90s even, with the death of Don LaFontaine kind of being the
Mm.
last of that era. It's because people don't smoke as much anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't get the good
Yeah,
raspy.
that's where all of that came from. All of those great radio announcer voices, all of those great just those deep gravelly voices. It's because everyone smoked and people don't do that anymore. And so you don't get that. You don't have another Telly Savalas. You don't have another Don LaFontaine. You,
So that's me
I, d-
smoking like
I think that anyone who was doing
I
that
love
would be
that
in
so
no
much.
state to deliver lines. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But Taylor, you haven't talked enough about the villain yet.
oh my gosh, dude. Well, I'll give my number first, which may surprise you. I gave him a 5.5. It was at a
Mm,
6. I took him down a half point while we were talking. And
Oh,
my problems with the villain are not with Terry Savalas. I thought that his portrayal of the villain was was good. It was a good villain portrayal. It had some real menace. He seemed calm, capable, took Deloitte, took delight and
Deloitte.
joy, took delight and joy in what he was doing. Felt
getting his hands
confident in
dirty
it.
too.
Yeah, but not afraid to go out. He was put on his little helmet, his little ski hat, and went down the hill with his skis.
Okay, hold on. I have to point out there was one moment where he's in the room with Bond and Bond, reveals and he lunges to try. Isn't there a point where Bond lunges to hurt him and he's just no reaction
Yes,
whatsoever?
it's
Yes,
when they're
the
gonna
two
shove him in
henchmen.
the he's gonna shove him in the
The
gondola, not a gondola,
Yes,
the
yes,
ski
the
yes.
lift
gear room.
gearbox. Yeah.
Yeah, and that moment played beautifully.
Oh, yeah,
Just
he looked like he
seeing
was so
Blofeld.
thrilled at the chance to watch Bond fail at something, which is
Yeah,
everything you want from a good villain. No, my problem with Blofeld, this is not a one-off villain. He exists and has existed at least on camera since From Russia with Love. This man has successfully started and run multiple schemes that have cost people lives, millions of dollars. Granted, in the last one, wet paper towel, I'm gonna shoot you. Ooh.
I
There was,
liked him.
you're wrong and should feel
There
bad.
should have
In
been
this
more
movie,
cats.
Blofeld, who had looked James Bond in the eye while pointing a gun at him, did not immediately recognize him when he walked in the room. Now, there's a reason for
Oh,
this. I
yes.
understand that the books are in a different order. These are not the books, these are the movies. And it's not like they shot this movie first and then released it afterwards. They knowingly made this movie after the last one, and they didn't fix that. What were they thinking? How do you have the main villain of the entire franchise up to that point look James Bond in the eye, in his lair, and not go, huh, good try? No, no, he somehow didn't recognize him. Oh my goodness, that infuriated me. Blofeld is the big bad of the whole series at this point and blows it like that? No, no, that's bad filmmaking. That's bad villainy. I hated it. He was a great villain in his portrayal. The villain, as it was written and portrayed on film, was absolute ass.
But Taylor,
Oh my
I just
gosh.
wanna point out
Yes.
that James Bond was wearing glasses. You can't recognize people with glasses.
Wait, that was James Bond in that room?
I
You
thought I
know,
was
so
a
a
model.
couple fun things about that, just as we're talking about fun stuff. So for people who don't know, the books came out in a different order, and You Only Live Twice came out after On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So in the order of the books, when Bond sees Blofeld in the volcano lair, this is the man who has murdered his wife. It's the stakes are higher, it feels much more personal. In the movies, that didn't happen. And okay, I get that. Um, but that's what the thinking is, and what they thought they would say was, well, they both got plastic surgery because they became too recognizable.
Oh man,
They
I've heard
didn't
that one
actually,
too.
yeah, they didn't include that in the script to their own, thank goodness, because Connery obviously came back. I will say having Lazenby in there and then switching back to Connery and then immediately switching to Roger Moore makes it clear that Bond is a character who can be played by different people. You don't have to explain the lack of facial consistency. However, because they went in that direction, the fact again that Blofeld did not recognize him is offensively bad. Just infuriatingly bad.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Ugh. How is the muscle?
For a waste of the angels, like, whatever, it was
Was it
there.
Irma Bunt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom.
Frau Blucher?
You know what? I think I rated if that's who we're going with, is that who are we saying the muscle is?
That's the only person it could be.
Okay, then I need to reach rank it. I need to make her 1. Well, no, because she was more effective than Professor Ernest P. Worrell in Doctor No.
Mhm. It's true.
Um, okay, I'll leave it where it is, 3.
A
Okay.
3?
She at least could use a weapon. Not that she was very accurate. Well, she was accurate when it counted.
She yeah. Well, I'm curious if who is the muscle in your head before you clarified?
No, that was my only I would have wanted to make sure there was consensus. She was the
Okay.
only one that really occurred
Yeah.
to me because the other sub henchmen didn't do very much. Like one of them called the other one an idiot and then himself got slammed into a tree because he wasn't paying attention to where he was
And then
skiing.
he said, "I'm an idiot." He
Did he
admitted
say
it.
that? I
Oh,
missed
he
that.
did.
Oh,
It's
that makes it even worse.
great.
Okay. Do I drop it down another point
Uh,
out of my law of averages?
it's up
Yes,
to
I'm going
you.
to. Okay, it's 2 now.
Oh, what do you got, Cat?
Oh, I started with a 4, waste of everything. Just not
Oh,
there's not even much to say, it was very generic.
mhm.
Uh, she Blunt just felt like a worse version of From Russia with Love. So, hey,
They kinda
look
look
at
the same too.
look at me giving Frau Blue her flowers. No, I know her name wasn't that. Um,
Irma
yeah,
Okay.
Bunt.
why even introduce these brainwashed women if you never activate them?
I'm gonna be generous here for my love of James Bond and talk some more about the lore behind everything that went into this. So I gave her a 5, very middle of the road. She wasn't great, she wasn't terrible. She just kinda was. She showed up. She was gonna be a 4. She got a full point for being the one to shoot Tracy, which I would say arguably the most important thing to happen lore-wise in a Bond movie. Up to that point, absolutely, and for years to come afterwards. I mean, you have movies where Roger Moore visits her grave, so it's established, it's a big deal, right? The woman who played, the muscle, the one who played Irma Bunt, had a heart attack and died about the time the movie came out. The plan for Diamonds Are Forever was for it to start at that moment, and she would have been in that movie, the follow-up to movie to this, because she was dead, and then because they went back to Sean Connery, they completely changed it. I believe, and I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt based on nothing but pure magnanimity that I possess deep in my soul. I'm willing to bet that the plan was for the women and Irma to show up more forcefully in the sequel to this that would have started with that. I'm willing to do that.
Interesting.
Would have been
Whether
nice.
that would have been nice, I don't know if it's true or not, and we'll never know because Irma did die, unexpectedly. She was pretty young, it looked like, based on how she came across in the film at least, so we'll never know. Uh, but yeah, a big nothing burger, except for, killing Tracy.
Okay, I'm bumping it back up 1 then.
I'm staying
Uh,
the course, I'm staying steady.
okay. Uh, Christian, you're a
Yes.
musical guy. What did you think of the theme song?
Oh, poor Louis Armstrong getting shoehorned into this. I
Mhm.
I looked it up and he died like 2 years after this, and
You had
I
to live with the
feel
shame of knowing this is what it was.
this was his last performance. No, I don't know if that's true.
It was one of
Um,
them, it's can't
it's
believe he died for this.
it's not as bad as one of the later ones that I only know, like, the first, like, few bars of, "We're at an all-time high."
Which
I
one's that
don't
one?
Is
I'd
that the
wanna
Duran
say that
Duran?
it's No, it's not
No.
Duran Duran. It must be the one before that. Anyway, it's middling. I gave it a 4. I have nothing to say in, like, a great critique of the song. It was just kind of blah. Apparently, it was written by John Barry, the lyrics written by, another author, performed by Louis Armstrong. I wish that it had been more lively,
Yeah.
but, missed oppor that's this whole thing is a movie of missed opportunities for
Yeah. I'll go next so that Cat can round us out with happiness, I'm sure, with at least well-spoken thoughts that are not just pure vitriol. Uh, I gave it a 2.5. It was trying to be saccharine sweet, but they thought it needed more water, and then it just turned into, like, gross soup. Um, I so a 2.5, it loses at least a whole point for not being included in the opening credits. And this is we'll talk about the opening
Yeah.
credits in a second, but the song that was
Ugh.
in the opening credits was a deflated, saggy, kind of depressing version of the Bond theme in general. And we'll get to the opening credits and why that was just awful as well. But I think it's sad that they didn't include this as the opening credits theme song. But then I heard it and went, oh, that's why. There's no way this could have started this movie.
No, I think they were trying to hold off to give it this, the romantic theme weight. But if you wanted to make it a good, solid romantic theme, putting it with such a mushy montage as the one they had, like, let's go for a horse ride in the forest, but let's also walk on a beach, but let's also be by a pond and just mix them all together, m- completely unmoored me from what was going to happen. It was awful.
So what was your number?
My number is a 4
Okay.
because you gotta love a Louis Armstrong, but this just felt almost anachronistic at this point. I mean, a Louis Armstrong Bond theme in the year of our Lord 1969, when everything else is trying to be hip and cool and psychedelic, and then you're gonna put Louis Armstrong in there? It's just not fair. It's not right. It's so I gave it a
Par for the
4
course.
because I love Louis, but it just was out of place as a song, out of place as a musical artist choice, just out of place.
Yeah, it would be like if Frank Sinatra did, like, the theme song to, like, The Living Daylights.
Yeah. No, exactly. Where it's just, what year is this? Where you think
What?
this is who are you
What?
getting
What
with
are you
this
doing,
song?
you stupid bitch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you remember your sassy gay friend videos?
Oh, yeah, Juliet.
Yeah,
You
for
are
Romeo
a
and Juliet.
child.
"You've known him for 24 hours, girl. Okay, psycho." It's so good.
It is.
Uh,
Ah,
okay, this brings us to the opening credits. Where would you like the anger? You tell me. I'll
hold
come in
on.
hot and
I
back
wanna
off,
take it. I wanna take it.
please.
Okay.
This is a freaking 2. Those visual effects are a travesty. I was watching it. Okay, I get it. You're trying to tie this back to past Bonds because, ooh, no one will know that it's a Bond movie because there's a different person. So the
Is that the logic behind that?
I bet you money that's the
Oh,
logic behind it. But here's the thing, I was watching those effects in the hourglass, you know what they looked like? You know what they looked like? They looked like the same visual effects as Mono's Hands of Fate. Like they were trying to drip it, and it looked identical.
I'm sorry, madam.
You know what?
Master would not approve. He would not
Master would
approve
not
of
approve.
this commentary track.
Man, yes. Woman, no.
But no, that's all I could think of. So half of this movie, I was just in a mystery science theater frame of mind because what are they
I don't
doing?
even I don't even know if Joel and the bots would be able to fix this one.
It was
No.
so I will admit that the idea of what's his name? I can't remember if I forgot his name. not Torgo. It's the master, the guy, the master. Who
Yeah,
is
the
that guy?
master. He's
No, no,
just
not
the
the
master.
master. No, no, the handmaid. Not the hand. Oh my gosh, I'm killing this right now. The
Isn't
guy
it
with the big.
Torgo?
Is it
The goat
Torgo?
the goat guy.
The goat
Torgo's the
guy.
goat guy. The
Yeah.
master is the one with the
Yeah. Okay.
big cape that has the 2 hands on it.
I would have loved it. Yes, I remember the master. I would have loved it if at some point Torgo just walked across the screen. Dun, 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 with his little like terrible Torgo would have made this movie so much better. It would have been maybe a -8 instead of a -13 for me.
Wow, Torgo bringing it up.
Torgo's
5
amazing.
points.
5 whole points. Yes. All right, Christian, what you got?
It got a 3. Like, this is the new floor, for opening credits. The original one was Doctor No, just by virtue of it was just Saul Bass wannabe, which I keep bringing up every single time we talk about
I
this.
would watch a
But it was
million
a cop out.
dots over
I
this.
I totally agree with you, Kat, that this was obviously out of the fact that they had a new actor playing Bond, and so that they needed to tie back everything. And I thought it was going to be just like a looked like it was a Bond girl montage, like retrospective, but then it was everything,
Except for
and
Sean Connery. No
except for Sean
Bond,
Connery.
literally everything else.
Here are the
And
villains, here's
it
the girls.
it had no, I mean, the hourglass martini thing, like, is there any thread, gossamer fine thread that leads back to the plot of Blofeld in this film to turn the
No.
world back? No, it doesn't.
Wait, wait,
It's
wait. No, I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
okay.
English teacher powers here. The
Okay.
hourglass is a representative of time. And what do they have? All the
All the
time in the
time in the world.
world.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kat.
But again, it's the montage, and it's him literally saying the line, "We have all the time in the world," and those are the only 3 times it's brought up.
I almost raised my score by a half point for that, but then thinking that there was some kind of, like, lesson or some kind of symbolism there that they just totally whiffed on makes me more angry, makes me want to lower my score.
Do it.
I don't think I can because I gave it a 1.
Whew.
Oh my gosh. A titbit nipply? All of these women holding static poses with the most obvious pointy nipples in the world for literally no reason. It doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't move the story forward. It's not even good to look at. It serves literally no purpose, all while showing these great past movies with amazing actors and actresses giving amazing performances. It's like saying, you know what was good? Those. You know it's going to be worse now? This, because
This.
you remembered that it used to be good. It was like a very toothy smile from somebody whose teeth had not just fallen out, had rotted out. I saw a man on my mission one time who had teeth that were so disgusting, I still think about it. But what they did to fix it was they put a back plate on his front teeth, and then the front teeth rotted out, but the back teeth plate remained. And it was brown and it was black, and there was a nerve. That is this opening credits, a horrific display of what once was now being propped up so we can all enjoy the smelly breath coming out of it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. Objectively offensive. 1 out of 10. I could give it lower if I wanted to, but I already gave a -13. I hated it.
Taylor, you have such a way with words.
We may as well
Oh,
just end it right there, folks.
You
I'm
have
so
a
glad that.
gift.
Oh, oh, I hated it so much. Oh, and no, we got coming up next is the Bond performance. Oh,
This is gonna be a good time.
oh my gosh. Who
You know
wants to
what?
go first?
Christian, you go first. I know that we
Okay.
just ended with Taylor on the opening credits, but I also think we need to give
I need a moment
you
to calm down.
1, a moment to calm down, and then 2, just knowing how much of your hatred is concentrated in this, I think we need to give you plenty of runway. Um,
Okay.
so Christian, you good with this one?
Yes, I can do that. So we've pretty much established already that George Lazenby was an
Oh,
Australian.
actually, wait, real quick. I would like to institute something for this, starting with Mr. Lazenby, who has the distinction of being the first Bond we will never revisit again. So, In honor of Mr. Lazenby's conclusion of his Bond duties, I'd like to institute the best of and the worst of. Christian and Kat, on the count of three, name your favorite Lazenby Bond movie. One, two, three, go.
No comment.
Casino Royale. That is the correct answer. On the count of three, say your least favorite George Lazenby Bond movie. One, two, three, go.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
That is correct. That is correct. I do want to know, what was your favorite Lazenby moment? Was it nothing? That is correct. What was your least favorite Lazenby moment? Was it everything? That is correct. I will stop talking. Christian, please tell me what you thought of Mr. Lazenby's Bond performance. I'm going to turn my microphone off now.
I don't know if we can ever top this episode. I don't even
Just
think that when we get to No Time, sorry, not that one. I don't even know if my response to Die Another Day is going to be this glorious.
we'll see.
So, yes, the Australian George Lazenby, model, commercial prop holder man.
Open wound on a person's
What
anus.
what what how on earth? I mean, apparently he lied to get into the audition,
That's how.
but surely there were other actors that would have caught the eye of Saltzman and Broccoli.
Can I make you really mad, Christian?
No, let me
Timothy
finish.
Dalton tried out for this
No,
movie.
he said, okay, you are correct. He said that he did not feel mature enough.
What we could have had.
Well, and there was also Cubby Broccoli was also very good friends with Adam West, and there was thought of him being coming James Bond, but Adam West wisely said James Bond needs to be portrayed by an Englishman,
Yeah.
not a Brit,
Yeah.
an Englishman. He said. I don't even think he said a British person, but I could be wrong. But yes,
Mm.
not someone from the Commonwealth, the colonies. I
Mhm.
love it when my British friends refer to the States as the colonies. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
jeez.
Love it. So we have this block of cardboard particle board. Is it fair to wood if I call him a block of wood? No, we'll call him a block of particle board.
No, what is useful? What is beautiful?
It's a bit of stiffness.
Jeez.
I love the fact too that they just straight out dubbed him over for when he's portraying Hilary Bray, and it's because he couldn't do it. This is
Mhm.
mumblecore the movie. It is so awful. Like I had to go back and scrub back through. Maybe that's why I was so late. I had to scrub back through to get some of his lines to make sense to my ears because it was just and it was
Mhm.
delivered so poorly. Like I hope that he enjoyed his paycheck from this film, but because my gosh, the con that he pulled to get into there would make Ponzi blush. But it was just so terrible. I think that bad dialogue can sometimes ruin a good Bond, and that
Mhm.
has happened, I think, as we've been watching. But this is just a bad performance. I
It
gave it
was
a
bad.
1, and I thought about giving it
You're
a
here.
0, but he showed up on screen, and he made the film, and he was at least a block of wood so that better talent could act against. It's
Yeah.
Like
Oh, my
Diana Rigg, we'll get
word.
to her
Oh.
later, but my goodness, she was fantastic in this film, and I would
Yes.
much rather talk about her performance than talk about Lazenby's performance.
Yes.
I think the best part about this Bond performance is Austin Powers' cravat.
Yeah.
Which, oh my gosh, him removing the cravat collar.
That whole those hit the whole, like,
He
love
starts
scenes,
disrobing by
the
removing
assault stand ugh.
a collar.
Mhm.
Okay. I do have to say, so I knew I had never seen this movie before, and I knew the reputation was bad
Unless you're
for
Christopher Nolan.
for Lazenby. Um, like, I knew he was pretty reviled, and I wanted to root for him, actually. I thought, "There's gotta be something I can hold on to here to make
He's
this,
got a
I don't
bad
know,
rap.
a punk rock underground, let's root for the underdog, he's not that bad." And I even liked his introduction, I thought it was kind of fun just showing portions of the face, get us used to him. Showing this overly heroic, "I'm gonna go save a woman in the sea," to just establish, "This is our protagonist." Um, but then he goes downhill so fast. He does not have the charisma to
He
pull
quite
off
literally
a one-liner.
drives down a hill to get to the sea.
He
I
does.
think the film would have been better if we had just, like, had a crop shot over his, like, lower jaw, like, from the rear view mirror scenes in the car. If that had been our only depiction of Bond throughout the film, it would have been
Just
so
the
much
j
better.
it I
Mhm.
mean, that's the thing, he looks mostly the part. Uh, by the end, I was so turned off by the performance, I couldn't even just look at the aesthetics of it anymore. Also, some of those choices of wardrobe were, oh my
Why is
goodness.
he in a kilt? Tell me. The
Yeah,
Englishman, Sir Hilary Bray, is he of Scottish descent? Like, why was he was wearing the kilt for the stupid lipstick scene?
I
yep,
don't even know. That's gotta be it, right?
that's
Just
gotta
so
be it.
he could get the lipstick and then the one-liner about, "So it is true."
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Ugh.
Okay,
Ugh.
I just have to say as well,
She looked like a rooster.
that is not what I was gonna say. I was gonna keep talking about Bond.
When she started talking about her allergies and chickens, I'm like, "Girl, you look like a chicken."
I wanna hear you read all the Bond girls, like, thank you, that amazing. Um,
Wow.
Bach, Bach, mothers. Um,
It would've been better if Bond had been like, "Cock a doodle doo." Like,
oh my gosh. "How do you like this rooster?"
oh
Oh
my gosh.
gosh.
Now he would have
Say
said
hello
cock.
to Hilly.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my
oh,
gosh, and using
So
the
bad.
same line again,
It was an
that I thought,
inspiration, and so are
oh
you.
my goodness gracious.
just
Was
came off
what was your number?
slimy. Oh, uh, my number was 2. And now I kinda wanna go even lower because he was just so gross. The skiing with one ski made me so angry that I was actively rooting against him during that.
She was very upset when we were watching it, I can
I'm
vouch.
like, "Come on, get him off the cliff. Ugh, boo, get him." But I do also wanna point out, within the first 10 minutes, here's what he does. He, smacks a woman, 'cause
Mhm.
it wouldn't be Bond if he's not slapping a lady. He then has
Mm,
sex with her under a "you owe me debt" system, 'cause she pays her debts.
out on the
Uh,
balcony.
that was that on him or was that on her?
A little bit of both. I mean, she was
To be fair
there,
to her, she did establish she wanted to die,
and that is no
as
better way
close
to
as she
feel
could get.
dead inside.
Yes.
And then just the physical harassment of Moneypenny, it's not charming.
That was bad, yeah,
Ugh.
thank you.
Oh,
Mhm, mhm.
I also hated that it's like, oh, yeah, classic Bond, but more so because he's actually cupping her. Ugh, gross. Yeah, I did not care for him. Also, the entire him being that scared after the ski incident, it was just
That was
weird.
weird.
There are
So
some people
weird.
who enjoy this movie who cite that as proof of Bond's emotional depth in this movie that we never get again, which is
But it came out
you
of
want
nowhere.
Bull.
if you want emotional depth, take a look at the later Daniel Craig movies when he is acting PTSD in one of the most believable things I've ever seen in my life. And that's like I've looked at people who have PTSD. When he's in that bar in the later movies, is it Skyfall where he's doing the thing with the scorpion,
Yeah.
the dead eyes? I was like, that what an amazing portrayal of what PTSD actually looks like. This mm, oh my gosh, I gave him a 2. I gave him a 2. I gave him a 2 and
What?
he I gave him a 2.
That's too high.
It
Ow.
is too high. I gave him a 2 because he never had a shot. He never had a chance, and the hatred that has followed him his entire life for playing Bond in this is almost too much for any one person to have to bear. I feel bad for him as a human being. Uh, I think that he could aura a farm. There were shots where he was standing still and looking, and I was like, "That's a good-looking man." And he can portray confidence as long as literally nothing is happening. The moment a fly goes by him, ooh, he just loses everything. He loses all of it. Completely incompetent, trying to showboat his way through things with zero anything to back it up. If Sean Connery was in this movie and he smacked her, I believe that he would have been able to convince her to drop her pants for him. In this movie,
Jeez.
nothing about him would have been appealing to Diana Rigg because she was clearly on a different planet in terms of
Oh,
capacity.
Yeah, yeah.
so much too good
Lazenby,
for him.
so much. Lazenby could not act if his life depended on it. Lazenby clearly lied his way into this. And so, I mean, look, I was hoping for the best until he literally winked at the camera. And then I was furious, and it never got better. I even wrote, "Is he bad because he's bad or because the writing and the directing are bad?" And the answer is yes. He is that bad. Yes, the writing and directing are bad, but of all the terrible choices to make for Bond as an actor, he made them all. I'm gonna make Bond a sniveling little wimp. Okay, done. I'm gonna make Bond a horrific, over the top sexual predator. Done. I'm gonna
Who
remove
just
any
looks at porn in a hallway.
walks down a
Oh
hall
gosh, yeah.
looking at the centerfold that he stole from a man whose office he had broken into. Where is the care? James Bond has the capacity to be a great cat burglar when he needs to be. Not in this film. Is it? He breaks it with a, oh my goodness. So he's by the construction place, right? The guy puts the box in the thing, they lift it up into the thing. He stands on the balcony watching it come up wearing a full suit with dark hair against a white building. I wonder what would happen if someone were to walk by. Oh, they'd see him. Why is that construction firm using a crane to drop a big black box not fully concealed by the equipment? And then he throws it in. You know what happens when you throw a freaking printer into a big metal bin? It goes, what are you thinking? Where is your capacity for stealth? Why? Just terrible. I'm changing it to 1. I hope that this version of James Bond burns in hell. I will also say that when we look at Lazenby's later performances, I looked it up on IMDb to see what became of him. The answer is obviously nothing because the man couldn't act again to save his life. He did star in not 1, not 2, not 5, but 7 softcore porn movies that all came out the same year in 1993.
What? What?
Yes, look them up.
No, no.
No,
No,
not
I'll
don't
take your
watch the
word for
movie,
it.
obviously, but, like, if you go to his IMDb page, there's 7 movies like Revenge of Emmanuel, Emmanuel here, Emmanuel there, and so it's like, what is this? He plays a
Oh,
man named Mario, and in every single one of those movies is a softcore porn movie. All 7 came out in the same year. No, this man should never have been James Bond.
This makes me
Never.
feel sad for him when you put it that way.
would
He
it would
should
it
have
get
known better.
would it garner any more opinion to for you to know that he's suffering from severe dementia now?
That does make me feel sorry for his experience in life. This is obviously Christian, you're making this way too real. How
Sorry.
dare you take the fun out of this? I'm gonna pretend that he's actually Hitler. Burn him.
Oh.
Yikes.
Now I'm back to
Well,
rooting for the underdog, jeez.
And again, the movie with the most impactful lore, they gave it to this guy. Ugh, why? Why?
Did y'all just keep imagining what Sean Connery would have been like?
Yeah,
I mean, it still wasn't a great movie, but he could have carried a lot of those lines.
he could
I
have.
was
It would have
imagining what
been,
Timothy Dalton would have done with it.
oh my
Oh.
gosh, that would have been amazing. Yeah, either one of those 2 would have been so good. And again, well, okay, visual language.
The visual language for me is a bit of a middle of the road. because there were some truly wonderful looking shots that they did. Like a lot of the helicopter photography was amazing, especially for the time.
Mhm.
But there was
Oh,
so much fast motion. There was so much awkward. The fight choreography, which we've already covered, was awful. We
Mhm.
also have already covered just the awkwardness and the weird jump cuts. Like, seriously, like there's that one sequence in the movie Taken that always gets ripped to pieces because it's the same
When he's climbing over the
3 or
fence?
4 angles, but it's jump cuts probably 16 times at the very least for him to get over that fence. Something very awkward about that. And then there's also far too many really terrible composite shots. And obviously, you're not going to get like a face shot, a close up shot of them actually going down an alpine ski run. That's not something that's going to happen.
Sure.
But the awkward jump cutting between those two things really it irritated me and kind of made me a little sick.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I would have been happy if it had just been wides and maybe a couple of like two shots or a close up here or there, and just going back to You Only Live Twice. That whole sequence of them on the rooftop at the docks was
Mhm.
phenomenal and
Oh, so
incredible.
good.
And you don't have smash cuts to Sean Connery's face in it. It's they it was just piss poor. Sorry, I'm taking it down another notch. It's going down to it's
Can I
going down
just
2
say how
notches. It's going
much
down to a
joy
4.
it is bringing me that every single one of us has talked ourselves out of giving high scores on anything,
And I
with
like
a
that
few
the high
exceptions.
score is like, "Oh, I can't give this a 4. It's too bad."
Yeah, and it's almost unfair to compare it to, You Only Live Twice. Watching the men swarm that roof scene and then thinking about the end of this movie when they're all attacking the base and
It's
how
great,
Ugh.
but
yeah,
it's filmed so terribly.
yeah. Well, you also get to see James Bond sliding across the ice with his gun, and when he did that in the movie and we watched it, I couldn't help myself. I went, "Whee!" Because it looked so bad. I'm gonna jump in just because I feel like I've wasted a lot of my venom is out, maybe a little too much in the last one there. I gave this one a 1.5. It was really bad. The camera shots were awful. The editing, I cannot believe this movie was directed by an editor. What editor was like, "This is good. I like the way this is turning out. This is what I want." You are a professional editor who has done really good work. This is the best you can do with, oh my goodness. The lighting was awful. It was either overly harsh. You could see the actual shape of the light box on so many things, and it wasn't clean. It was like this much of the face, like maybe 70-80% of the face is in harsh light and then immediate drop off to way too much shadow. There were times when there's a close up of Lazenby and his eyes, they're not like a dark brown, they're like overexposed brown. Uh, it was really bad. And so setting aside the mechanics of this, I can't kind of explain it now. It makes sense. What on earth was up with the strange homages to the past Bond films? Not just in the opening credits. Him pulling out the belt that apparently he stole off of Honey Rider, which is horrifying
His
because that was how
trophy
she.
box. Yeah,
His
his trophy
trophy
box.
box
Serial
that
killer
bothered me.
behavior. It
It
is
is.
unhinged.
And oh, another thing about why did he throw a hissy fit? Well, I'm gonna resign and then I'm gonna go to my office and wait for him to apologize to me. Shut up. This is not James Bond, you
Thank you,
baby.
Moneypenny.
Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry. Getting back to the visual language of this. This was an absolute nightmare of a viewing experience because of the jump cuts, the smash cuts, the inconsistency of visual language between, are we doing actual shots of people doing things? Are we not doing shots of people doing things? The back projection. You mentioned the helicopter scenes were very well shot, and I have to agree with a very important caveat here. There's the reason it's a 1.5 for me instead of a 1. At one point, he's in his room, he opens the window and the helicopter flies right by the window. And it was such a good shot that it took me out of the movie because, like, where did this shot come from? I was like, okay, so they're establishing a couple things here. He is very high up. He is on the edge of a cliff. There's no way out of this room at all. That was fantastic. When they're in the helicopter windows are so scratched up that you can't see past them because the light hits and highlights all the scratches, so you can't actually see out, which really bothered me.
I feel like that was a very intentional choice. It was like a predecessor to the lens flare. I thought that was kind of artistic. So everything
Ah,
helicopter-wise, I thought was
maybe, but
great.
that doesn't make it a good choice, I think. And again, we've established we all have different takes on this, and I'm so open to being wrong. I just don't think I am about this particular one. I'm open to hearing arguments against it. Ultimately, this felt like I was watching a student film, but a junior high school student film.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
somebody who wanted to make a cool action movie, but had no concept of how to actually film an action movie, given to somebody who thought that they knew how to edit a movie because they watched a movie. It's like my son who's 5 is like, "I know how to do kung fu. I watched a Bruce Lee video on YouTube." My boy, I love you so much. No, you do not. I hated it, in case you couldn't tell.
I had a lot of the same issues y'all brought up. I Here's my thing with the shots they were using and the angles. I feel like as a first-time director, Peter Hunt must not have gotten good enough coverage. It had that feeling of an editor desperately going, "We gotta do something with this. He didn't
Which
get
is to
this
say nothing of
shot."
the lack of ADR. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Oh, when that one scene with Blofeld where when you change perspective, his voice got all echoey and then it was why did anyway,
That was intentional.
but it sounded bad.
But it what the thing is that wasn't on-set audio. That was done purposefully in post.
It was so
To what
distracting.
end?
I have no idea, but
That was a tech. Oh my gosh. That
that
makes
was
me hate it even
deliberate.
more. I'm gonna change my vibe to -14 knowing that was on purpose.
Okay, but we're not critiquing sound, we're critiquing visual language. I brought out the helicopter scenes, I thought those mountain shots were lovely, and I did kind of like how he went, "Oh, I've never been in one of these before." That was a fun, not overly "Tip my hat, milady, remember when I drove a helicopter and you only lived twice?" Like, that was an appropriate thing, but the angles were weird. What drove me the most bananas with this one was the day for night, and that came right out of the gate where I just thought, "This coloring is so off that I have no idea when or where I am. Is this my screen being broken, or are they trying to make this nighttime?" I couldn't tell, and that happened so many times throughout the movie. It was rough.
I see, I confused that part at the beginning for a bad composite shot, but it kept
Mm.
going back and it was different each time, and I was like,
Yeah.
"I don't know how I feel about that." And to kind of copy a little bit from what I had heard from the making of The Empire Strikes Back, one of the big things in the filmmaking was you never shoot against snow. Like you never
Mm.
do real snow scenes for a long period of shoot because getting white balance is a huge
So
pain in the
hard.
backside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they managed to do that. It was bad.
It was real brutal.
Yeah.
Y'all,
It was so what were your numbers? Maybe you said them, I don't know why.
I
I
had
can't
a
even believe.
2, you had a 1.5, and Christian, you had a 3
I'm
or a
changing it
1.
to 3 now.
Okay.
What was it at before?
4.
So it came
Oh,
down at
geez, that's way too high.
no, I I feel like as this has gone on, I the fun of being angry at this has just been replaced with a genuine anger at this film, and I'm genuinely happy that we get to end by talking about Diana Rigg because, oh my goodness, she was
Mm,
so great.
mm, mm, mm.
Kat, why was she so great? Dame Diana Rigg.
She is electrifying. She could just sit there and read out the Magna Carta, and I'd be like, "Yes, queen, deliver that. This is beautiful. This is riveting." She just has this presence and confidence that is what a good Bond should have, honestly,
Can you
where
imagine being able to see Connery and Diana Rigg acting against each other? Oh,
she was incredible. She deserved so much better. Every time the men in this movie interacted with her, I just wanted to shake them and say, "Put some respect on her name."
which is funny
Do
because I think
you
she
know?
felt like that too, based on how she was acting it out. When she's like, "Dad, just give him the information he wants. Tell him. Tell him now. Go ahead."
Yeah. Yeah, no wonder. Oh my goodness, she needs a psychiatrist? No.
That whole,
She's
oh
better
gosh,
than all of you, and she knows it.
the
Mhm.
whole the whole element between her and her father was creepy.
Oof.
The whole
Mhm.
aspect of the whole plot contrivance of him is she needs a man to dominate her. It's like
Ugh.
it was
Mm,
awful.
ick.
Like I think that that scene, the way that he talks about his daughter in that way, was almost as bad as the spa practitioner, the spa matron
Mhm.
at
Oh,
in
yeah.
And
Thunderbolt.
Thunderball.
Now it's Her Majesty.
Her
Ugh.
mo-
That was
oh,
a good one.
was
That
so
was a
good.
good one. So what's
Yeah.
your number,
Her
Cat?
mo-
Oh, pausing to separate the puking from Diana Rigg because, again, put some damn respect on her name.
yes.
She got an 8 because she is the best part about this movie. If it had just been her and Blofeld, like, facing off, I would have loved it. It would
That
have
makes me
been
sad. That would have been such a good movie.
right? Honestly, what if she had been Bond? Better movie. I know, a woman Bond, what am I saying? The looks that both men just had for, like,
Hey,
No.
that
No, no,
she
no, no,
was
no.
she was Emma Peel. Come on.
She
She was in
was.
the Avengers. She
Yeah.
yeah, she knew how to throw down.
She did, she was fantastic. Like, it made me so sad because I think she's my favorite Bond girl. She's up there with Pussy Galore, and
She's
both of
Also an
them
better.
Avengers actor.
yeah, and both of them are better than what they were given.
Well, Pussy
Well, I did
Galore.
yeah. Well, eh,
I that was a
eh,
problem of writing.
yeah,
That was not her ability.
no, no.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
same
to
thing
be
with this
fair,
one.
that was, like, one of the best I think actually my favorite Connery.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna go next so we can end on Christian, because Christian is so lovely about all this. I also gave her an 8. I really liked her a lot. Every scene that she was in was like a breath of fresh air. I think she could have been a Bond girl in literally any movie and would have just absolutely knocked it out of
mm,
the park. I wanted her to succeed. I believed every aspect of her character. I loved the feistiness. I was sad that she was saddled with such incompetent men in her life. When her dad knocked her out because she was concerned about the man that she loved, which why did she love this man? We'll set that question aside. But then her dad was like, no, knocked her out. I was like, you, why? Why? She's acting like a normal human being. I'm not leaving this person that I love. I believed everything that she said. I believed everything that she did. And I'm glad that she got to be Mrs. Bond, right? I mean, like, what an amazing place to represent within the context of the Bond movies. I wish that she could have had a better movie to get on that pedestal because she deserves so much better.
mm. Or a better Bond to be
Yeah,
on that. Yeah.
better everything.
I think it's all been said. No, I agree with everything that's been said so far. I think that the pitfalls of the end execution of everything is down to writing because she definitely could have handled her own. The way we got a lot of that towards the end where she's able to hold her own with Blofeld. I
Yeah.
Hmm.
mean, she's able to deflect his advances, which makes the only time that he looks a bit pitiful is when he's fawning over a woman.
You
I'm
could
not
be
saying that to be
my
sexist. I'm saying
No,
that to
no.
frame it within the context of one, a supervillain who isn't supposed to be question mark supposed to be given to those kinds of proclivities and weaknesses. I mean,
Mhm.
Largo makes fun of his own men for the lack of that, but
Yeah.
I think that she was fantastic.
I
I
mean,
think
even in
that
that
there were
scene, she
which
she
scene?
she gets the one you're talking about
Right.
where she's being fawned over. She's like, "I don't want this," and he's like, "Oh, she doesn't want this," and he feels terrible, and then she realizes that she can use the momentum of that and get all
Ah.
the upper hand. The way she switches so immediately and, she just has all the power. Oh,
And when she realizes too over the radio, she recognizes her father's voice and she's like, "Okay, here's what's going to happen."
mhm,
Mhm.
I think that there was a bit of contrivance with some of her appearances when she just shows
mm.
up out of nowhere skating. That was a great
But she
scene
looks
though.
glorious, yeah.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
I missed her up until that point. It was so good to see her again. Like,
But
yes,
Mhm,
I love her portrayal. You mentioned it earlier when she says, "Tell him." I I don't know what this deal, well, she did have an ideal because um I don't remember the name of the other girl. It was a French name.
oh,
Olympe.
yeah.
Olympe.
yeah,
When she told her about the actual plan to her dad to marry her off, she's like, "No, just tell him or you're never going to see me again."
and the look of fear on her dad's face because he believed it, and the look on her face, I believed that she believed it, even knowing she was an actor.
Yeah, just fantastic. Also, if you
Mhm.
haven't watched it in a while, go back and watch The Great Muppet Caper. You get more Diana Rigg in your life.
I always use more Diana Rigg in my life.
Ah, she's a
So there we
genius.
So
go.
she got an 8.
Yeah,
An
That was
8.
my number. We it's
Straight
8s
8.
all around.
Yeah.
because she's great.
She's great. I'm so happy that we never have to talk about this movie ever again. What were your totals, coming out of this absolute dumpster fire?
40.
43.
20.
Wow. Oh, the negative, right?
Mhm.
Even removing the negative, even if I'd given it, like, a 1, it would have been 35.
Mm, sure.
Yeah. No, this is
What
20 points lower than my
Yeah,
next one
the
up.
floor, I think, has been established. Even when we get into, like, creepy old man Roger Moore, even when we get into I don't think, Die Another Day is gonna be quite as awful. Uh,
You never know how it's gonna go, though.
I do feel like I need to apologize to Sean for the vitriol and the venom and the absolute unbridled hatred I had for this movie. Uh, I really do think it was fun at the beginning, and the more I talked about it, I genuinely am angry at it again. What a terrible movie. I'm sorry to everyone who had to sit through that. A lot of this is gonna be cut, and maybe I'll leave a couple bleeped out things just to oh my gosh, I hated it. But it's nice
Mm.
to see you guys.
And it's nice to talk
Indeed.
about Bond again.
It's been
Yeah,
a while.
Yeah, for those who
yeah,
don't know, it's been a month since we've actually recorded. Over a
mhm,
month, and it's
yeah. Kat and I just went on a huge road trip. We did see Christian on the road trip, so it's not been that long since we've
Yay.
chatted. We had a delicious, lunch in Salt Lake. It was really good. And, it's nice to be back doing this again, and I'm so excited that I'm looking at the next, like, Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden
ugh.
Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker. What a 5-movie run we got coming up.
Honestly, yeah, this should be pretty good. I think those are
Yeah,
it was like those 5 movies, 1 Brosnan, couple Connerys, all the Craigs. Those were the ones I have seen. So we're
yeah.
getting into my real sweet spot with Roger Moore.
Yes. Yes. Alright, well, with that, this has been a traumatic experience for all of us, I'm sure.
Go hug your loved ones, y'all.
I'll see you guys later.
See
All
ya.
right. Goodbye.